All right, you guys, I am so excited for our coffee chat tonight. You guys, we're going to have a lot of fire, a lot of training, a lot of great people are going to be sharing tonight, and I just cannot wait. I love our booming team with that's attracting the people that are like us, right? We're all very similar. I think when we sit around and we chat, we realize we all have the same heart to transform the energy, to help people, to do things different. And so, I mean, as you hear from these people tonight, you're all just going to be fired up, and you're just going to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're home, and that what we have here is truly remarkable. I'm going to make a few quick announcements, and then we're going to go ahead and get started because I want to make sure we get lots of time to hear from everybody. So first off, make sure that you go check out the new videos that Corporate created. We've got the Accelerate Duo video, and we have the Brew Extreme, or no, the Brew video. Yeah, Brew Extreme video. Those are really cool. So go look at them. They're not cheesy. Like, I really love them. I would be happy to share those with people. So go look at those. Also, we now have Brew Extreme in bundles. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm loving my Brew Extreme. So that's another thing. Just keep that in mind. And then just real quick. So I just want to talk to you guys about something. I'm seeing a lot of people who are very curious about Bravenly. They're looking for Bravenly. They want to know what's out there, right? And so I just want to make sure you guys remember, like, as you're posting, especially like over on Instagram or TikTok, if you're putting content over there, hashtag Bravenly, hashtag, Bravenly, Bravenly Nation, like put those things in there, right? It's really important that you do that, because when people are looking, I've talked to several people in the last few days. Most of them have found me on Instagram. Most of them have searched with hashtags. So we're not sharing this with all of everybody. We're sharing it with the team. You guys, hashtag Bravenly, super, super important, because you will attract people who are looking, and a lot of people are starting to get wind of like what we're doing and who we are. And then also, you guys, be yourself as you share. Like, be absolutely authentic to who you are, because that is going to attract your people as well. So that's super important. So I just wanted to put those out there. You guys, make sure you're using your hashtags, get that energy out there. People are attracted to real community, real people. That's something that we have here at Bravenly, is that we're not just going to run people through this mill. It's not just this systemized, like, people don't matter, let's create this massive amounts of volume. We're one of the few network marketing companies that still values the individual. And you know what? You want to know something? That's going to be what puts us ahead. The fact that we value the person is going to be the very thing that's going to set us apart. So while people are like, speed, money, faster, faster, we're like, no, people, human souls, right? That's what matters to us. And so as we keep things in proper perspective, when we do it right, I promise you that the other things are going to fall to the ground, and we're going to remain standing, because we're doing it right and we're valuing the person first. So anyway, I just want to start with that. And then you guys get ready. I want you guys, like, I got myself some Great Brush, because evidently I don't want to sleep tonight. Got my notes. Okay, you ready? So we are going to start out with Coach Aaron. Aaron Aponte is somebody that I've followed for years. He's fantastic. I'm so honored to have him on the team. I think that his live video was shared everywhere, and you guys got to hear it. But the guy's pure fire and absolutely represents what this team's about, what Bravenly is about. And so I'm going to pass it over to him, and he's going to just share some of his fire and his belief as to why he's here with us at Bravenly. So Aaron, take it away, my friend.
Yes, can you hear me? Awesome. Thank you so much, Carly. I'm so excited to be here. Just excited, happy, and man, tons of positivity over here today. I know I was tagged on some posts, and I was messaged privately. So thank you to each and every person that reached out and, shared some love in the welcome. That's something big, I believe, especially in a company like this, us being so young. And just that love, like, like, welcome home. I'm like, man, yeah, I feel home. I feel like I came into a community, and everybody's like bringing me some like potato salad and raisins in it, right? Like, no, I'm just kidding. But not just all excited and just happy, and it feels good. And I think one of the biggest things, coming here, I'll tell you guys real quick, because I don't have a lot of time, and we do have a lot of amazing speakers, and I can't wait to hear somebody speaking here shortly. But coming here, it was just one of those things to where I had zero expectations. I told Ricky and my sponsor, Angela, I told Carly, I said, I'm not going to put a lot into this because I'm extremely busy. We're very fortunate and blessed that we have our own gym now. And on top of that, I have a coaching business that I love and adore. And so I'm like, we're super busy, did not go into this with like, man, this is going to be, a lot of energy and time into it, but man, it just exploded. You know, like, and Ricky, he's probably sitting there proud right now, smiling with a big cheesy face because he's like, I told you so, I told you so. But I had no expectations of that, you guys. I went in just like with the bare minimum mentality of, you know what, if we make $100, great. If we make, you know, that's great. Not looking to go all in, because I've been in this industry, in December will be 10 years. And I devoted 9 years of my life to one company. And I said I would never trade time for money again. And that's huge. And I went into this business. And that's the first thing I told Ricky and them. I said, I'm not trading time for money anymore. I just refuse to do it, because I look at my kids now. I have 3 beautiful kids. I got a junior, a freshman in high school, and then my daughter just stepped a foot into middle school. And I don't remember a lot of when they were young. And I don't say that. I know you probably heard stories like that. I do not say stuff like that just to sound cliche. I literally was in my office, in closed door, on 3-way calls. And Angela and Glenn is laughing. We was on 3-way calls, 20 a day. And I don't remember much of my kids being small. And so Facebook is my go-to for memories. And I look back at those photos and I'm like, I don't remember these times. And so for me, I didn't want to trade, you know, time over here for money. But the beautiful thing is, this business is so set up for every single person on here to have tremendous success. There's no 3-way calls. We have an ATM system. We utilize 3-way chats. We utilize launch parties. We utilize our leadership. And you guys, I've never in 10 years have seen leadership like this. I've never in 10 years have seen leaders reaching down and just helping and checking and being there and being present. You hear it all the time. Oh yeah, we have the best leadership. And then they disappear. They're posting about their journey, and they're posting about, you know, them going on these trips and all this stuff, and the bags and the purses and the houses, but they don't talk about their team. I don't see that. But here I see leadership talking about their team and not themselves. And that is huge, y'all. Like, I don't think you understand how powerful that is, to be a part of something where people are no longer considered a number, they're considered an individual. And that's what's happening here. And we're changing the way this industry is run. So every single thing that we've seen in this industry gone wrong, whether you've been feeling like you treated like a number in the past, or you felt like you were never good enough, or you felt like you weren't sitting at that table that everybody else was sitting at, you guys, it's different here. I'm excited because I can feel a difference. I am motivated because I want to inspire other people to understand, listen, you might have failed in your past company, or you might have failed in this industry before, but here is a new opportunity to succeed. Here's a new opportunity to erase the past. Don't hold on to it because it's a crutch. Look for the present and enjoy the future, because this future is bright right here, you guys. Like, I'm not saying that lightly. I can see that this is going to be special. This is not going to be like, oh yeah, well, it's growing now. No, y'all, you are part, every person that's on this Zoom watching the live or watching the replay, you are part of something so special that in about 3 years from now, you're going to be like, man, I'm so glad I said yes now. But not only said yes, so hear me out what I'm about to tell you. Do not be selfish with your yes. And some of y'all are like, oh man, he about to take me to church. Do not be selfish because you said yes. Turn around and change other people's lives. Go out there and change your friends' lives. Go out there and change your family members' lives. Because if you are selfish, meaning you're holding this to yourself, or you have this mentality where you're like, I don't want people to judge me, and I don't want people to put me down because I'm sharing my product or my business, you're being selfish because somebody else needs what you currently have. You're being selfish because somebody right now is literally praying, crying, or they're in their shower crying, I can't even afford to take my kids to school. I can't even afford to put clothes on my kids' back for school shopping. I can't even afford this, but you're too busy holding on to this opportunity. You guys, do not be selfish with this. Share it with the world. Go out there and share it. You know you are about to be a part of the biggest impact in network marketing. And I don't say that lightly. I've been in this industry for a long time. I've seen companies come. I've seen companies go. I've seen companies collapse. I've been around that, you guys. I'm going to tell you something right now. What we have here is special. Let me tell you something. I'm reading Aspen's book, and the fact that in the beginning of her chapter, she's talking about, you know, her beliefs and her faith. And to me, that is huge, because I've been around egotistical owners, and this is different. And the fact that she's poured her faith into us, I believe that God did not put anybody on here. You're not supposed to be here. God put you here for a reason. So go out there and share that reason. Go out there and push your message. Go out there and be positive. Everybody's been asking me, Aaron, what are you doing on social media? I'm being me. But I'm showing up me. I'm not showing up as Ricky. I'm not showing up in a tank top like Glenn. I'm being me, you guys. I had to do that, Glenn. Glenn is laughing. But I showed up being me. And how you succeed in this business is not being somebody else. Don't try to be like Ricky. Don't try to be like Carly. Don't try to be like Angela. Be you, because your network knows you. And show up every single day giving you your very best. Don't think you can't do this. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Because if you never heard that saying, comparison is the theft of joy, don't look at everybody and be like, man, how they killing it and not me? I've been here longer. You guys don't do that to yourself. That's self-sabotage. Instead, look at everybody and be like, you winning? We winning? We all winning. Because be that biggest cheerleader on the team, AKA the company. Look at everybody and say, man, you winning. Because we all winning. Let me tell you something right now. Player that's sitting on the bench and their team goes to the Super Bowl, they're running on that field because their team won the Super Bowl. They're not sitting back like, oh, good job, guys. I didn't get a chance to get it. No, everybody won. So we're now part of a Super Bowl winning team, and we just got to play the game every single day, show up, inspire other people. Don't be afraid of sharing your beliefs. And most importantly, if you got a strong spiritual belief, don't hold back, y'all. Don't hold back. Share it. We are a faith-based company. Don't hold back. And if that's not what you believe in, that's fine. But don't hold back from what you believe in. Don't sit back and think your network's going to judge you. Let me tell you something right now. They don't judge unsuccessful people. They only judge successful people. So, hey, let them judge. But that means you winning because you're changing lives. So with that said, I'm going to swing it back, Carly, your way, because I don't want to take any more time. And I want to hear from these amazing, beautiful speakers that's going to speak. And you guys just keep praying. When you're down, reach up, ask for help, because your help is here. And most importantly, never compare yourself to anybody else, but be everybody's biggest cheerleader and show up unauthentically you every single day. So that's all I got. Carly, I'm going to swing it back your way.
Oh my goodness, that was phenomenal, Aaron. Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody would have loved to have heard you, just share the whole time. And I love what you said about being authentically you and don't hold back on who you are, guys. That's one thing I've learned. That's one thing I coach, my people on, is that it's like you have to show up as you, because that's what's going to attract people, and not the watered down version of yourself, but the on fire version of yourself. And like he said, if that includes your faith, I'm going to tell you right now, that's been one of the biggest things that's pulled people into my organization, is that finally there's a place for people to freely share their faith, where they're not going to be judged for it, but it's going to be celebrated. So if that's part of your story, share it. So Aaron, you're amazing. You seriously are pure fire. I can't even tell you. So as much as I want to introduce Miss Courtney, because I instantly fell in love with her the second I met her. So she doesn't even realize this, but we're really good friends, at least in my head. Aaron, I'm going to have you introduce her.
I love it. I love it. So you guys, it makes me so happy to introduce this amazing woman. I have been blessed and fortunate to know her for over 2 years now. I've been able to coach her and watched her journey, and just watched this woman changed all over. Just not only change inside and out, but change being a better mother, change being a better wife, and just a friend, a dear friend. And the beautiful thing is she trusted us. It wasn't one of those things where she's like, yeah, sure, I'm jumping in. She was afraid, and like we all were, but she made a decision one night, as well as a few other people. And she said, I'm going in because I love what I hear from the leadership, but I most importantly love that this is faith-based, and I love the owner and what she believes in. And you guys, she has done nothing but inspire, share from her heart. And she's also been able to just help other people grow. And in that process, she was able to hit director in her first few weeks last month, first director on our team, and first of many, but she just has a beautiful heart. And so Courtney, we love you, my friend, and I'm going to let you take it away and crush it. So proud.
Okay, well, now that the tears are gone there for a hot second, Aaron has a weight in my soul. As much of you can see that piece of Aaron, but I have the pleasure of getting to talk to Aaron once a week for the last year and a half. And I want to start by just talking to you about the journey of becoming you, and that the atmosphere and the team that we have here, when you get to your dark spots, when you get to your places where you don't think you can, I want you to reach sideways, because every single person here wants you to win, whatever that freaking looks like for you. I'm just going to start with that. The second thing that I think is super important to part of the success that I've had here is that, damn it, I said I wasn't going to cry. You have to be yourself, but you have to love the person in here to do that. Like Erin said, your network loves you as you. You have to love you as you. And a year ago, I was in the darkest spot of my life. I did not love myself. I looked at my kids and took them so much for granted. I took my marriage for granted. I took being alive for granted. Okay. So in the process of looking in the mirror and learning to love the person looking back, that journey that I have openly shared on Facebook, social media, and locally, having conversations with people. I'll share that conversation that I had at the ice cream. Yes, I had ice cream today. My little one's going to kindergarten. I wanted some damn ice cream today. Okay. So, you have to love and trust yourself to stand on your own 2 feet, to share your process. And that's, we look at the social media ball as she's living this wonderful life. Sure, yeah, I was living a wonderful life from the outside, but from the inside, I had no self-worth. I had no self-confidence. I had, the husband, the kids, the house, the farm, all that stuff. But I was just existing, you guys. I was just going through the motions of day to day. And when I started to look in the mirror and see this beautiful, beaming person back that deserves value, that deserves trust, that deserves people alongside of her that want the best for her, not what she can produce, that changed. I walked away from a substantial paycheck a week because it was just a paycheck a week. It was just money. It served my heart, my soul, my faith. It served me no purpose other than money in my hands. And I was at the lowest point of my life. So today I'm sitting at the ice cream shop with my son, talking to another mom that has a kindergartner going in, and she asked me for the first time face-to-face I've ever been asked this question. She said to me, "You're on your 3rd network marketing company." Without thinking this, it just came out and I was like, oh shit. Okay. I said, damn right I am. And her face, she was like, oh shit, this girl's fire, right? I said, damn right I am. I said, because there was a lesson. I believe God puts us on a path, and in each step, there's a reason and a lesson for it. It's not a failure. For people, if you tell yourself that you failed at this, you need to fix what you're saying to yourself. It's not a failure, it is a lesson. What did you learn from it? What did you gain from it? And what are you doing with it to make it better? Okay. So I told her, I said, yeah, that middle one, man, that was a bust. I said, but the lesson of it was there's something bigger out there. You just have to search for it. And when she said that, she said, Courtney, I think you've said that on a Facebook post before. I don't remember posting that on my Facebook, but she did. She remembered me saying something like that along the lines, probably years ago, right? Of a lesson, a stepping stone, and here I am. And she said, well, what's different there? And I said, the people that I've never met before, that care more about me succeeding here than my own family, than my own friends. I want to tell you that again. people that believe in me more than my own family and my own friends. Because the people who want to see you succeed are the ones that probably least know you. Because we show up here, us, broken, repaired, loving ourselves, being on the best journey of our lives. But we all jam. We all have a story like that. We all have success, some sort of lesson, and here we are building this masterpiece. And I think that, you know, something that pops into my head a little bit is Noah's Ark, right? Nobody believed him. Nobody thought that he could build an ark like that. And look at what he did. Look at what we are doing here. It starts with you showing up with all of your lessons, sharing those lessons, showing those pieces of vulnerability that you think might not be appropriate or you're scared to be vulnerable. I will tell you that my biggest connection with people is that I was once broken, but I healed, and I am a shining light that they can heal too. And that's where we connect with people. And I think that that's been the biggest piece to my success is honesty and communication. Hey, Susie, I know that you've been watching my journey for a really long time. And here we are. It's opening that conversation up. I get emotional when I think about how I got here and why I got here. And that's because the good Lord was showing me that you are remarkable and you can get somewhere remarkable. You have to have patience. And once you get there, we can fly. And that's what we're doing. So, Carly, I'll pass it back to you, honey.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I always say I'm not a crier, but sometimes you guys make me cry, Courtney. I love what you said, and just about the fact that, you know, it's the people here and we do care so much about your success and one another's success. And that does make us unique. I feel like a lot of people from other companies know that's unique. We're actually coming together to create this art, right? This deliverance, this redemption story. And that's what it is, you guys. We have a redemption story here. And I love everything you said. You spoke beautifully and you brought such a great message. And I love that you told that woman, you know, damn right I am. Because you know what? Here's the thing, you guys. People will judge you. You can be perfect and they'll find something to judge you for. Doesn't matter. But you know what? If you own it, it takes away their power. If you own it, you're like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And, you know, then all of a sudden they're caught off guard because the more that you're in love with your decisions, the less people are going to have any voice into what you're doing. Right. And so that was so powerful and something we all can learn from. So thank you so much, my friend, for sharing. I love that. All right. So the next one that I'm going to have share is my friend Brianna. So she's an amazing emerging leader here, and I just love her heart. And so I cannot wait to hear from you, my friend.
Hello. Thank you, Carly, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. Those are such powerful messages from both Erin and Courtney. I love it. It's kind of hard to follow off that, but I'm going to kind of stay on track of what I wanted to share tonight. And I have lots of things I could share, of course, and I can't wait to, like Carly said, emerge and grow more and start sharing more. But tonight I was just going to kind of talk about power hours and what they mean to me and how powerful they are. I know, like, you know, we all have crazy schedules. Sometimes we can't always make it in the mornings, evenings, but I love that they have been recorded lately. So you can kind of go back and watch them and work at your own pace. However, if you're able to get on them like I am, I try to get on them a lot. I'm like dying this week because of preschool new routines and all, but I mean, I love that, but it's, I can't wait to get back in the routine of being on there, working with all my fellow leaders and business partners, because what that does is it gives you a time to really narrow in. And it's just so beneficial for myself, for others. I've watched it happen for months. I've watched people be dedicated to certain times. And And then that helps them collaborate together. It brings us all together and to work, as one and kind of move on to the next task I personally went to director. I guarantee you that was all help with these power hours and everybody helping to make sure that those happen, to pour into us and keep us on task for that hour. I wish sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, where'd that hour go? Because it is so good, you guys. Like Glenn and Kristen, they're phenomenal about bringing on the heat and getting the work done. Like we just, go through one task to the next, the daily tasks. And on our sheet, I don't know if all of you guys print out the daily or the monthly roadmap to success, but I highly recommend it because all of those lists on there, I mean, it does phenomenal things for your business. But then when you can bring it together for all of us to work together, I just think it says a lot. And it just the community, the culture, it just really brings everybody to want to get it, to go get it, So let me think what else is on my notes here. I think that's all I have. I'm just really excited about them because also I feel like it plants the seeds, the time that you're working, like we've all kind of, I think we all kind of agree it takes time. It's not an overnight thing that you're going to, if money is what you want, then it's not going to be an overnight thing, but you are working together to plant those seeds and then you collaborate together. And I've watched it happen over seasons, of months of seasons now, and it really does work. So I would just try to hop on them if you can.
Thank you so much, Brianna. Okay, so I do have to bring on her for a second. So she did hop into the roadmap to director and she did the thing. I don't know if anybody else is guilty of like jumping into something and you like watch two of them and then you kind of disappear. Like she actually stuck through it. And what happened is she became a director. She's so driven. She was showing me today, we were doing a call and she was showing me this notebook with all of her little organized like rainbow tabs on it. I was like, gosh, I'm gonna be you. I love that. I love that organizational skill that you have, which I'm sadly lacking. But you know what? It was really cool to see that she puts her mind to it. She plugs into the system. She does the thing and that creates success for her. And I love that. And, that's something that she can duplicate with her team that's growing as, that's amazing with her. And another thing I just have to shout this girl out for is that she attends the events. She comes to the events. She's the one that's actually coming into, like she came to Galveston and, into Houston for Ricky's event. I know she just did the event in Nebraska. And I love that you're a team player. You're part of the culture. So props to you, friend. Super proud of you. So
thank you. I appreciate you, Carly. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, we're going to hear from my friend Heather next. Heather is another one of those that when she speaks, I get all emotional and she just speaks right to my soul every time. So I don't even know what she's going to share, but I know that I'll probably have to like turn off my camera and cry because she'll convict me somehow. So anyway, cannot wait to hear from you.
Hello. Okay, yeah, I'm Heather. Okay, so Carly's amazing. I mean, I'm looking at all these faces and I try not to like write down anything that I really want to say because I really just come on here and I try to listen. And first of all, everybody that talked tonight, I've never really heard you talk before. It's crazy. Like Coach, I've never met you. Courtney, of course, Brianna, we've kind of connected, but I've never heard you actually like talk other than like a Facebook thing. But I want to first say, Coach, you earned the name. Like you brought it, like Coach all the way. Like you are incredible. And I love that we get to have people like you in this organization because we need that kind of energy. That energy is really what gets people fired up. And sometimes we forget what we have in front of us. And so you are going to be a powerhouse when it comes to influencing people in our team, in this company, because you just have a gift when it comes to really just pouring into people and lifting them up and bringing out them, bringing the good out of them. And so I've already seen, just from what you've said and heard what you're doing with Courtney and so many other people. So your talents, your God-given talents are going to go a very long way. Bravenly is just a vehicle for that, right? And so I'm so excited to watch you and your team grow. Courtney, holy smokes. First of all I have to say for you is that you're the reason why I keep showing up in this industry. You're the reason why I keep saying yes. after 7 companies. Okay. 7 companies. So if someone came up and asked me that, I don't know that I would be so bold to do that. But now in the experience that I've had in this industry, like, I don't care. I'm doing it for you, Courtney. I'm not doing it for the person that told me, oh, wow, you're fifth company. And I will tell you, I know this is probably not compliant, but like I'm a 6-figure earner in this industry. I don't know what top percent that is, whatever. But I didn't make more than $300 to $500 in my first 5 companies. Okay. It wasn't until my 6th company that I actually could tell my husband, I'm actually making a little profit. Okay. Because it's a journey that everybody gets to take. It always looks different, but the people that win are the people that don't quit. That is just hands down, right? We hear that all the time, but it has to be like that. Every piece of your journey is like literally laying the foundation for the next. Every person that you meet is connecting you to the next person. And so if you don't embrace the journey, if we don't get back into falling in love with the process, falling in love with the journey, and divorcing the results, divorcing what the outcome we think it should be, and just enjoy being real, transparent, everything that Courtney said, allowing yourself to feel, be vulnerable, learn, right? We're truly in a company that we get paid to have personal development. Like you've heard that, right? Network marketing is personal development with a comp plan. And so as you learn and grow, that's when you're going to start seeing these higher results. And sure, money is one piece of it, but it's not that. The results that I've seen in this industry have been the non-financial results have been far more rewarding than the financial ones. And Courtney touched on that too. Like we have a special gift here. Not only have all of these people, and you've heard it over and over tonight, is that we said yes to a person. We said yes to the person we trusted to take a look at this. We said yes to the owner who we have this connection with, we can trust. And so the person that says yes to you is because they're going to be connected in that trust too. And the only way they can trust you is if you're real, if you're telling your testimony, because if you haven't walked in their shoes, they're not going to feel like you can relate to them, right? And so every piece of your broken story is part of a bigger redemption, like Carly said. And I am so grateful to not only be a part of seeing what God's doing in my life for this redemption story, this new build is what we like to call it. But when I hear stories like I've heard tonight, like this is why I pull away from my family of 5 kids that, I'm pulling on my husband to feed them tonight. But this is why. It's not because I want to get a recognition for being X, Y, and Z in the company or getting a paycheck. Sure. Did this industry float our family during COVID financially? Yes. Well, am I ever so grateful for the opportunity that we have financially? Yes. But when it comes to the relationships that you build, the connections that you make, that's what's going to last a lifetime. And the last thing I will say is, Brianna, I will not leave you out, because part of this business is intentionality, right? It's being there and being showing up to all the things, events, right? Leaders are born at events. You've heard that before. But when it comes to just showing up, and the core rank in this industry, in our business, is director. And Brittany said this before. Ricky will tell you this, Glenn, everybody. If you can get to director, you can help somebody else to get to director. And so, Brianna, I know you're going to be a directory factory. That's what they said. I love that term. I'm like taking it. I'm just praying that over everybody, over us, because guess what? A director factory, that's just a name. But what that means is that you're helping people get an extra $500 to $1,000 or more in their pocket, which is going to help pay for dance, basketball, maybe a house note, maybe a car note, like the things that are literally keeping them up at night and stressing about. That's what you're helping do, and not just a title. But on top of that, you're able to grow as a person because you're being consistent in your business, you're showing up, and you're being a leader to potentially the team that is going to be attracted to you. The last thing I'll say, and I'll hang it up, is that in this season of this industry, people are looking for what we have, and it's all because of who we are. It's because they want to feel aligned with people that they can really relate to. And like Coach was saying, that isn't this whole like me. And when you put that out on social media, you're going to attract that in. And our systems and our leaders and everything, our products, everything we have in place is going to set them up for the success that we're attracting in. And so you're really going to start seeing some incredible things happening very soon in the next few months, even this rest of this year. Bravenly is going to be the #1 company that people want to be a part of. And we are here first. So we get to be a part of that whole story. So thank y'all for letting me share. Y'all are incredible. Thanks, Carly, for always showing up and doing this too.
Oh, Heather, I love you so much, and you speak so much life into everyone, and your gift is clearly encouragement. And just how you love everybody, and you find the gold in people and pull it out. And that's what leadership is, you guys. It's finding the gold and pulling it out so that they can see it too, right? And so I'm so impressed with you, and I just love it. And Director Factory, yes, that's what we want, you guys, because people have a huge need right now. That $500 extra a month, that $1,000 extra a month makes the difference between someone able to keep their house or not, being able to put food on their table or not. We live in a society where, I believe that God has absolutely created this company for a time like now to help people at a time like this. And I say that a lot, but I'm so passionate about it. And so yes, Director Factory. I'm going to say it wrong. That's what it's all about. All right. So we got 2 more people. We have, my beautiful friend Aurelia is going to get on here, and she's going to share. I just love watching her journey. I love her energy. She creates so much vibrancy in her team, so much fun, and just who she is as a person and the drive this girl has. I just love her. And then after she shares, we're going to have Ricky close it out. So make sure you stick around, because he always brings the fire. But Aurelia, sweet friend, I cannot wait to hear what you're going to bring to the table tonight.
Well, thank you so much. I am so grateful. Just taking notes. Oh my gosh, Erin, you are the fire. I love it. I watched your video. I shared it. I tagged a whole bunch of people in that today. So absolutely love that energy. Same thing, Courtney. The people here are different. They are. Brianna, I've gotten to know her a little bit. We kind of chat most every day, and full plate of life, always has a smile. I absolutely love that. And Heather, you're exactly right. We divorce ourselves from the outcome and do what we need to do. So, being in this space going on 18 years, my husband and I built to a 6-figure income. And, unlike some of you, that was taken from us. And so it wasn't a decision on our part. We would have been married to that company for a really long time. And so I'm so grateful for the success that we had. We were 6-figure income earners, and it provided a lot of yeses for our family. But just kind of, fast forward, as the Lord would have it, he really did exchange good for great for our family, even though this has not been the easiest transition for me. I'll be honest with you. And so I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about, if you've been in this business and, you have felt plateaued, I would love to see your hand. If you came in maybe to a company, you had fast results, maybe give me a show of hands if that has been you. Can you relate to, just kind of getting stuck, right? And so I'm going to speak to y'all just as a leader, because sometimes we need to do a checkup from the neck up, right? And so we have to evaluate ourselves. If it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? That book, Extreme Ownership. And so that is what I have been preaching to this choir right here for the last about 90 days or so. So I came to Bravenly, got to director within my first few weeks, ended up getting to senior director, executive director, and then my team kind of plateaued out. Okay. I did not bring a team with me. A few people came because I had gone from a company for 15 years to another social retail business, just kind of on the fly. I'm a busy realtor and mom. And so I thought, well, if she can make money from her phone, then I can too. And so I did find fast success in that last company. I was there just a brief time, about 18 months. But like you've heard, I was not willing to trade my peace for a paycheck. Yes, it was hours, and I've done that grind, Aaron, completely can relate to that, being in this space with our last two boys. I missed a lot of things, even though I said we had time, freedom, and all that. Being on three-way phone calls completely can relate to that. But, for me, when I left the last company, it was because I didn't have peace. It wasn't aligned with what I just knew that God had created me to be a godly woman, and I could not attach my name to that company anymore. And so I left a huge team and a huge income to come to Bravenly. And so just to give you a little bit of backstory. So, for those of y'all who might feel stuck, this is what has really been a game changer for me. I've read 2 books this summer. When it comes to this, and you heard this already, a network marketing company is simply a personal development company with a pay plan attached. So if you want to grow your paycheck, concentrate on yourself, right? And so I had a call with Carly last week, and she probably was not ready for that, because the tears there's just something about talking to Carly that you're just like, that's your safe zone, right? We could all raise our hands and say, Carly is our safe place right here. And so, for me, when I talked with her, I just was very vulnerable. I just said, what do you see that I could do better? Could you see that I could do different? Because having plateaued out, we earned Jamaica. We were number 11 out of the whole company. I was so grateful for that. So we had people saying yes. But again, now that we're starting to have director factories, I think all of our businesses are going to, I know what Glenn said in the comments, absolutely. I think all of our businesses are going to explode when we concentrate on just that benchmark director. But, really, I heard in our last company, our first company, if you want to be a diamond, then you've got to walk like a diamond. You've got to talk like a diamond. You've got to cast a vision like a diamond. You've got to show up like a diamond. You've got to be a diamond. And so here, Carly reminded me, if you want to be an EVP, then you know what? You're going to need to dress like an EVP. You're going to need to talk and walk and post like an EVP. And for me, I had lost some confidence in myself when my team had plateaued out, right? Even though I had success, and to other people, it looked like I was having lots of success, earning the trip, which was just so amazing. But for me, I had kind of lost my own personal momentum, like you got to hear Courtney say, I had lost the belief in myself. And so I just had to show up for myself. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. I heard that many, many times in our previous company. And so high-level leaders are attracted to high-level leaders. I just read the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, which is one of my top books that I've ever read as I've led teams of thousands of people. And, in that book, it talks about, what do you want in a person? And so what are you looking for? And his question is, how many of those do you check off, right? And so it's like, okay, some of these I do check off, and some of these I need to really grow in this area, right? We've got to grow up to glow up to go up. That's just how it works. And so, like I tell my boys all the time, success only comes before work in the dictionary, right? And so we know that we have to put the work in. So that's what was one thing I wanted to share. And so being who you want to be, you all have it in you. God has created you for a purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. Your people are on their way to you. Okay, so you've got to have belief in that. You've got to have expectancy in that. And so your posture is a reflection of what you're reading and what you're listening to. I actually signed up for a 5-day recruiting challenge with Jessie Lee Ward. I'd never known her, but again, leaders are always hungry to become more, right, and to grow. And so, she had some really great things to say in that recruiting 5-day event that she had, and one of which was is to not chase people. And as you posture up, you don't need to chase people. We have something too special than to have to chase people. You hear Carly say it all the time. It is one at a time, one ask at a time, sharing one vision at a time. But we're not gonna just give ourselves away, right? What's that mean? Treat yourself like guacamole. You're not salsa, right? You what you allow, you give permission to exist. So again, kind of going back to, I'm just concentrating on myself because I know that if I grow myself, my team's always going to do a little less than me. And so I'm holding myself to a super high standard. Also, I've learned to have some grace on myself because I am a high achiever, and that's something that does not come natural for me, because I have a tendency sometimes to camp out on my missteps and what I'm not. And so I have been concentrating on that. The second thing I want to talk about is pioneering. And we are all pioneers. You've heard it before, but what does pioneering mean? Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Groundbreaking, originating, efforts that begin work in a field or on a topic not previously widely known. One of the first to settle a territory. Okay, and you got to hear this from the other leaders that spoke here tonight. We are pioneering. We are digging the trenches. And talking with Aspen in Jamaica, she reminded us that this is the hardest time. When you pioneer a company, right now, the work, when you start building this industry, this business, your work is not going to match your effort. Okay. Your work and your paycheck are not going to match. You're going to put in a whole lot of work in the beginning and not have a whole lot of pay. In the middle, your pay and your work ethic are going to basically match. You keep pioneering this and you're going to be making, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, which I believe this is the next millionaire maker. And I can drop an income disclosure if I need to in the comments, but this is the next millionaire maker as far as I'm concerned. And so later on, my effort is not going to match my work. I'm going to get paid a lot more than the effort. So developing up leaders, just like you talked about, and that's one thing that, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the last chapter I taught on yesterday, it talked about the law of legacy, the law of explosion, those last two chapters, and which is leaders create leaders. If you want explosion, you've got to duplicate and you've got to get your people in line. Okay. That's great that you're all that in a bag of chips, Glenn. But you know what? If your team can't do what you do in your absence when you go on vacation, because we want to make sure we're modeling for our team that we can take time off. Nobody wants to follow somebody who's 24/7. Just like Aaron said, it's not 8 to faint. So we've got to have our people in place. And thank goodness that we all have different gifts that we can call on our team, right? Figure out what their gifts are. So our friends who introduced us to Bravenly, she came in at the 2.5-year mark to that company. They made millions of dollars, okay, in that company. They are completely debt-free. They came out of retirement to join Bravenly because they knew what was possible for all the people that they brought in. So just understanding it is hard now. It is hard to dig the trenches. It is, but the payoff is going to be so great. Also, Bravenly's building a reputation. They're building trust, right? So you think about consistency showing up on your social media to build trust with yourself and to build trust with your followers, being authentically you. Bravenly is a baby. They're not even 3 years old. So there's a lot of other companies out there that think that they're what we are, which they're not. We know that. But we're still building trust with people. Okay. So just understanding, having just the mental maturity to know we are new. We are the new kid on the block, but you can watch me, right? You can join me, you can watch me, but you're not going to stop me, whatever that says. And then again, it is hard, but I tell my team all the time and my kids and myself, pick your hard. Do you want to pioneer and do you want to put the grit in right now and have the payoff? Or do you want to be like, oh yeah, that's just too hard. And so let me just live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, pick your heart, right? And so that's what I've had to tell myself. And then the last thing I want to say is working like it depends on you and trusting like it depends on the Lord. He's already handpicked. He handpicked all of us to be on Carly Foster's team. Okay, we are all ordained to be on Carly Foster's team. Something is either God allowed or it's God ordained. And raise your hand if you feel like that Bravenly is a God ordained company. We know it is. We know from its inception that the Lord put this on the Emery's heart, right? For such a time as this, like Carly says all the time, right? To change lives. Yes, financially, emotionally, spiritually, it's my permission slip to get into somebody's lives and ask if they know Jesus. That's the main thing for me personally. So depending on the Lord to bless your efforts, Your champion's coming to you. You just have to show up. So that's all I have, Carly. I'll throw it back to you. Thank you so much for having me.
So good, so good. So I got a message from someone in the middle of this, and she said, "You must be so proud. Your team is like no other." And you know what, you guys, that is absolutely the truth. You guys, this team is like no other. I can't even tell you how impressed I am with all of you. Really, you brought so much fire. You brought so much truth, so much training, so much wisdom. I did you say 18 years, right? Is that how long you've been in the industry? You guys, we can learn from people like Aurelia, who's been through the ups and the downs, and she has a better understanding. I mean, I've been in it for 10 years, right? And I can tell you that she's got so much more knowledge in so many different ways because she's seen so much. So I want to thank you so much for sharing all of that wisdom and just like all that you bring to the table. And you're just a gem, and I love you. But you know, there was one thing you said. You're like, well, you know, Carly Foster's team. Well, obviously, right? You know, it's all of our team. But here's the thing. We got Ricky on here tonight, and he's the granddaddy of all of it. I would not be here if it wasn't for Ricky. You guys, he is truly, you know, she talked about pioneering and the grit that we, you know, coming in and everything with that. But, you know, this is the guy who's the visionary, him alongside Brittany Beck. And I just love him so much. So we're going to let him close out the call tonight because he is fantastic. Y'all know he's like one of my best friends in the world. So I'll hand it over to you.
Man, just hearing all of you guys' story, I was reminiscing to about 15 months ago whenever we had to make the pivot, the hard decision. And I was this close, guys, from just walking away from the industry. I felt like a lot of you guys felt burnt out, betrayed. I didn't want to do this anymore. Okay. I had a choice too. I could have gone the other way, but God kept tugging in my heart to look, and for me and Brittany to look, okay? And I was like, Brittany, let's just look. There's so many people that are where we were 7, 8 years ago whenever we got into this industry that needed to make the $500 a month, okay? Yeah, we made it, right? Money-wise, right? But I was so miserable, guys, about 18, 20 months ago. I let my health go. I started losing hair on my head. I was depressed, stressed. Money does not buy happiness, guys. And I'm going to tell you that right now. Hear me out. Money will never buy happiness. Okay? Remember that. Happiness comes from within. So I want you guys to ask yourself and type it in the chat. Why are you here? Okay? I want you guys to type it in the chat. I want to know why you're here, okay? And then I'm going to tell you guys what I do every single day, okay? I'm still dreaming. You know why? Because I haven't made it. This was in my vision board 20 years ago, okay? Whenever I had nothing, whenever I was living off of payday loans, every 2 weeks, I pawned a ring to go fishing every 2 weeks for $40 because we weren't making no money. Okay, me and my wife, we were just young, didn't have no money. And I said, God, if I ever get an opportunity, I just want to make an impact. Okay, so guess what happened? I went through the journey of direct sales from one company, learned a lesson there, went to the second company, got my heart ripped out. And then Carly leaves my business, okay? She goes and launches another company 6 weeks whenever we found Bravenly. And she goes, Ricky, why didn't you tell me that you were looking at something else? I said, Carly, this just popped up. And this is what I said. I said, Carly, I love you. I would love for you to do this with me, but I understand if you cannot. But I said, I'm going to do this with you or without you. I'm called to be at this company. I said, God is pulling me here for a reason. And at the time, we were joking around the Glow Girl gummies and stuff like that, that I was going to dress up like a Glow Girl gummy at convention. Because whenever I first looked at it as a male that works out and been into fitness for 31 years, I go, man, the branding is so pretty. Yeah, for you guys. But guys, I'm smart enough to know that 90% of our business are females. I don't care. I'll dress up like the Glow Girl Gummy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what people are going to say about me. Okay? Because what I care about is the impact that I'm making in your life, because you're like my family. Okay? And I've shown that over and over and over. To me, it's not about the paycheck. Okay? It's the impact of the generational wealth that you are going to create for generations to come. We had the party at the house, and I could see these babies running around, okay, all over the backyard. And I'm going, okay, this person's going to do this. This is going to be the person on stage in 20 years. This is the person. That's where my mind is in the future. It's not us right now, because we're setting that foundation for your grandkids. I promise you. Just like every leader on this call said, guys, God brought us here for a reason. And I want you guys to have a dream and start dreaming again. Whatever happened in your past, leave that behind you, because that's not there no more. You're here for a reason. I want you to create the biggest vision that's going to make you cry, that you're going to think is unattainable. And guess what it's going to take? It's going to take action. That's it. Action. Guys, whether you're doing this business for 10 minutes a day, an hour a day, guess what? You have support. Okay? We're real big on this. Okay? We're not just signing up people. We're not building off a hype. We are here to help you. Okay? I don't care about getting to $1 billion company tomorrow, because we will be $1 billion company. We will be the most talked about company in direct sales. We will be the shining star that changed the industry. Not just money purposes, not just health and wellness, but bringing people closer to the Lord too. Guys, look what's going on around us. Okay? We have to get louder with our message. Just like Aaron said, talk about your faith. If they believe it, cool, no big deal. We're not going to shine no one for not being a believer, because I believe that if they come into Bravenly, they're going to change their life. They may get closer to the Lord. They may make a little bit of money. They may lose a little bit of weight. But guys, everything that I prayed for my whole entire life is here. And I'm getting emotional because I was talking to Carly earlier tonight, and I said, man, this is so peaceful. I don't feel like this is a rat race. We're not in competition with anybody. And God just keeps bringing the right people in our path. Guys, just stay consistent at what you're doing every day. Please do not give up on your dream, because your dream is possible. So you have the dream, envision something bigger than you've ever envisioned. Take action over a period of time. I promise you that's going to be your reality. 4 or 5 years from now, you're going to look back and go, oh my God, I remember being on this call with Carly, Aaron, Aurelia, all these people that talk, Glenn. Guys, I have never been a part of a leadership team like this that just pours their hearts and soul to everyone. And you guys can still have a life without getting burnt out. Because guess what? All you got to do is put us in a chat, and we're going to go to work for you. Okay? At first, whenever I first started direct sales, I didn't have that. And I said, when I get there, right? It wasn't if. I never doubted myself. There was people that say, you got to do one of those things. Oh, one of those pyramid things. I said, watch me. You can watch me, mock me, block me, but you can't stop me. You can talk about me all you want. Okay? It does not bother me, because guess what? The burning desire that I had was, my babies every time I came home. And I said, I need to be home. I need to be home. I need to be home. And that was my driver. Guys, that's all of our drivers. That's why we get up every morning. That's why we work the way we do, so we can give them the life that we've never had. Guys, replace your words from I can't, I won't, to I will, I can. End the story. That's it. We got you. We love you. We're grateful for each and every one of you guys. And as you can tell, like, I'm loud. Aaron's loud. That's the Puerto Rican in us, okay? We're very loud. So you talk about an electrifying combination. Oh, we ain't even gotten started. We've been chatting on Messenger. Wait till we do a dual live together. It's over with. I mean, we're gonna, like, guys, I looked at Aaron whenever I started in direct sales 8 years ago, and I said, man, I like this guy. I didn't know he was Puerto Rican. I didn't know none of that. I liked his energy, so I was following him in his journey. Never in a million years that I thought he was going to be my business. Guess what? He's here for a reason, because of Angela, okay? Carly's here because of me. Heather Fridge is here because of Glenn. Glenn's here because of Carly. Guys, just go talk to people, okay? And I'm going to give you something to talk to people every day. And I challenge you guys to get out of your comfort zone with this one. It's simple, okay? And remember, people are going to remember their business on how you introduce the business to them, okay? So if you're trying to be all ingredient, all of this stuff, boop, they're lost. They're done. They are done. They're like, I don't have time for this. I can't do what Glenn or Aaron or these fitness guys do. I can't do that. But guess what? I'm going to teach you something right now. Hey, do you know anyone, random question, do you know anyone that drinks coffee or energy drinks at all? That's an open-ended question. You're not pitching nobody. You're just asking a random question. Guess what's going to happen? Go do that tomorrow. Go do that tonight, and get in the chat and see what people say. No one's going to tell you no. Guess what? You just started a conversation, and you can take it from there. Guys, y'all are with an incredible leader. Carly Foster is one of the best in the industry, and I'm just so grateful that she said yes to partnering with me. And I'll tell you guys this, we'll never do life without each other. Like, her family's my family. And guys, that's how we all are. Okay, get to know one another, get to events if you can. And I promise you, bookmark this right now, conference in February, okay? If you're thinking right now, well, I don't have the finances, start putting back $20 a month or whatever it is. I promise you, it'll be the biggest breakthrough of any conference. And listen, stay with me for a second, okay? If you go to this conference and you don't feel like I'm telling you you're gonna feel, I'll pay for your expenses. How's that? Okay? It will completely change your life. You will feel what we feel on this call times 100. And anyone that's been to a conference, you can put it in the chat. Guys, it's the most incredible event that you'll be a part of, with great people that just want to see you succeed and level up. Thank you so much, Carly, for hosting this call and me jumping in last minute.
I love it. Thank you, Ricky, so much. You know that we just love you, and you set this tone for such heartfelt leadership. And we're following your vision and your way. You are truly the most heart-led leader that cares about people, no matter who they are, what their rank are. So thanks for setting the beautiful example that you do, you guys. And what he said about conference, You guys, we're gonna have fun. And the cool thing is, it's not like, oh, it's just gonna be the executive, whatever and above. Like, no, like it's all of us together to celebrate together. It's like a family. And there's a place for you at our table. So you guys come. Executive directors and above, they are doing Tampa. If you hit that, you guys, and you get to come hang out with us on a yacht. And if you think it's going to be all fancy, but you don't know Tim and I, we're going to be obnoxious. So come enjoy it. Finally, I'm going to end with the last little thing right here. Okay, this is my anthem verse that through my network marketing journey, especially to hear it bravely. It's, God says, see, I am doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? We are doing a new thing. God is making a way. Okay, kind of slaughtered the verse, but you all know what I'm saying. God is making a way, and we are part of that way, you guys. So get excited about what we have. Let's go change some lives. Let's go love some people. And I do know we are just an amazing team of rock stars. So thank you to each and every one of you guys that shared. I love you all. Have a good night. Bye.